Oh. Oh, yeah.
Lost in the sky. Not songs.
No, shit, no. I don't know is the course the same? I don't know, and I don't remember. But guys, welcome to Mel Morning
Number 8.
How are you doing
Good?
this lovely morning?
Yes.
I haven't
very-
slept anything.
No.
And sorry for not letting you answer. I have to let you answer. How are you, my lovely girl?
Girl, oh, that's very nice. We're a 40-year-old girl. Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
You're always going to be my girl, no matter what the age. I'm just saying I didn't sleep anything.
No, I know. I think it was the sandbox delivery. You know, there's a sandbox outside our
Oh,
house
okay. Sandbox delivery. Maybe that was it.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, maybe so. Oh, yeah. But I don't know why, but at the same time as I was up in the middle of the night, I saw this post from the Dimebag Facebook channel and Instagram channel that they're taking away Dimebag from Dean Guitars. So that was really weird.
News.
What's that?
News.
That's very newsworthy news.
Yes.
And obviously a lot of people are tagging me in it, which I really, that truly warms my heart. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, Solar Guitars should get Dimebag guitars and all that. But, and you know, everyone's f***ing speculating and, you know, a lot of people are just, they're making videos of the news, new news. I just want to, you know, let it sink in a little bit what the news really is, and then I'll probably make a comment on it
See what
in a
happens.
Sunday with Ola or something. I don't know. It's just that a lot of people want to hear what I have to say about this, and I just don't want to be too quick.
No.
You know,
Think about
there's always two sides of every story.
Yeah.
You know, so but it felt weird because as I was like, oh, you know, I was right there in the middle of the night. Okay, I'm not going to be able to fall asleep again. I'm taking up my phone. It was like 1 minute before they posted that little thing, so it always was like faith, you know. Bless your little heart.
Right there in
Oh,
the,
and on the
in
microphone.
the microphone.
Thank you so much for being here on this Sunday morning. It's not Wednesday. It's not Tuesday. Sorry, it's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It's Sunday. Sorry.
For you.
And for you guys. And today we're gonna talk about a really big subgenre that will probably be a long video. Let's just say it's gonna be a long video. I guess this one subgenre that we can relate the most to.
I guess so.
What is the subgenre?
Except for the Pantera.
Of course,
For
of
you,
course, of
maybe
course.
more.
But for us both, I mean.
Yes. The progressive metal.
Progressive metal, not prog rock. That's
No,
worth mentioning.
that's
We're not
something else.
talking prog rock, so we're not going to talk about, you know, Yes and Rush and all that. We're talking progressive metal today. Just like any other subgenre, progressive metal is a real tough one to kind of. How do you coin what is a progressive metal or not? I think it's basically you can take any type of metal, like death metal, groove metal, and make it a little bit more technical and complex and with weird time signatures. And suddenly, it's progressive metal.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically.
More or less.
So it's, just as we were talking about groove metal last time, you know, all bands have some sort of groove in them. So it's also hard to put groove metal on it. But, I mean, the thing is that we're doing these metal morning shows. We have to divide the subgenres. Otherwise, we
Yes.
won't have any material to talk about. So that's what we're doing here. That's why we're talking about progressive metal today. What band do you think of when you hear progressive metal?
I would think Dream Theater
First
would
and
be
foremost.
the biggest, largest one
Yep.
that you can, have as an example. If you are going to explain progressive metal to someone that
Yes.
is not a metal
And
freak.
the reason why I was playing Pull Me Under there at the beginning is because when I met Louise, we known each other since like first grade when we were like 6 and 7 years old. But then we switched schools and life went apart, and then we met again at our graduation party, like when we were 18 or something like that. We met again, and Louise started singing Pull Me Under. And I was like, what?
I think we talked about something
Yeah.
like you were.
We talked about metal in general.
Yeah.
And I probably said that Dream Theater was one of my favorite bands at
I
the
guess,
time.
yeah.
And you started singing Pull Me Under. And I was like, okay, that's a done deal. I have to have this
He
woman.
was in love.
No matter the cost, I have to have this woman. Just saying. It's not every day you get Pull Me Under singing to you. So that's the reason why I play Pull Me Under there in the beginning. And I also think Dream Theater is one of those bands that, started early and are still very active today. And are still as big, if not bigger, today. And now she's really up. Look at this. And they're still very active and still very relevant, I must say. They're bigger than ever, and they've made a huge impact on a lot of bands and influenced a shit ton of bands. And John Petrucci, obviously, a shit ton of guitar players, especially me. I was looking a lot at the Rock Discipline video he made during the 90s, where I practiced my chromatic scales, and I remember one being like this. It was really technical, no musicality at all. And also another one. Something like that, hang on. Something like that. It's all. I mean, I practiced a lot of that at the time, and I have John Petrucci to thank for, sitting and practicing. So he means a lot to me, obviously.
Yes.
And but we're gonna take a step back and start with another band called Fate's Warning, which sounds like. And this is from 1984. Night on Brücken.
I haven't heard of these.
At the time, it was this band and Queensryche. They were probably the first progressive metal bands that it's not too far off from the other bands that were, emerging during the 80s. Maybe not necessarily on this album, but on later albums, they would form their technicality aspect of the music into something else. So this classic Queensryche song, Operation Mindcrime, came 1988, I think. And I think this is where Queensryche kind of coined their own future, being a progressive metal band. And this is also around the era where Dream Theater became a thing. Queensryche today, Jeff Tate, the singer, he's doing his own shit. I think there's like two different Queensryche today. It's a little. Why are you licking the chair? Operation Mindcrime is considered one of the absolute best concept albums of all time. So and very important for the start of progressive metal. But then we have another band just before we go into Dream Theater, Psychotic Waltz, that I want to bring in as well.
Yeah.
Listen a little bit to this. Definitely.
This is like more progressive
yes.
to me.
Come on. Very progressive. And this Social Grace, when is it from? 1990. So, this is after Dream Theater, because Dream Theater released When Day and Dream Unite in 1989. But I just wanted to show this video, Majesty, which is Dream Theater. Majesty, Dream Theater were called Majesty before they were called Dream Theater. And here they are playing Fortune and Lies in their rehearsal space. Look at this. And he's playing a Randall stack, man. That's cool.
The sound quality is amazing.
Yeah. But the best part is this. when it's time for the vocals, the previous singer, Charlie Dominici, is walking in. Check this out. Walks into picture. He was an incredible singer, by the way.
Yeah,
he's
he's
really
good.
good, yeah. And this is like a rehearsal space recording. And Majesty, the band name Majesty, on the album, they have the first One Day in Dream Unite, they have a song called Utse Jam, which is
Yes.
a play on words. It's Majesty backwards. But James LaBrie, first album,
It just makes you happy.
just makes you happy. I mean, I have a really hard time picking my favorite Dream Theater album because they're really good. I mean, concept-wise, I like Scenes from Memory a lot, but this just makes me happy. The musicality on Images and Words is just something extra, and for the time, I don't think anyone were topping this. And Dream Theater, had their own game, and they were fucking killing it.
Yep.
Because they were all so musical, but still very technically efficient on their instruments. So
Yeah.
it's like a, superhero of a band in some way,
Yeah, I can say that.
And that's what, set them apart from a lot of the other prog metal bands. And that snare drum, man, that's what, like MIDI drums back in the day. I mean, it's not heavy, but it's heavy.
Yeah,
it's-
but it's groovy.
It's groovy,
Yeah.
but it's tight. This guitar sound right here, I think it was the pinnacle of John Petrucci. Like it was like Triaxis and Mark IIc Plus, the amplifiers from Mesa Boogie, and the Ibanez JPM guitars. I like John Petrucci's tone now, but this is just, I wanted this tone. And I had a Triaxis rig and a 290 power amp and the JPM and all that, the Ibanez. And such a great lead tone, great rhythm tone. And James LaBrie was really f***ing good, just saying. All right, when I started listening to Dream Theater, I also listened. Another band I listened to a lot while I was listening to Dream Theater was the Symphony X. Also an incredible, technically efficient band.
I think you, when we started out,
Yeah.
you sent me, I don't remember if you sent me MP3s or whatever of Symphony X because I haven't heard of them.
Yes. There were probably MP3 songs
Probably.
that I've
Purchased.
converted from my CDs that I owned.
Yes.
Okay, not illegal MP3s.
I don't think even Napster existed by then, but
Napster came around in 2000. I remember that.
okay, so this was before.
There's also
probably.
another app called Direct Connect. That was also a thing, and a lot of other different bullshit apps.
Yeah, but
at the time.
anyway, I remember you sending me lots of stuff,
Yep.
and among them Symphony X.
You know how it was? That's when we started to meet. That I tried to make a good impression, either by sending music that made me happy,
Yeah.
like a total noob and nerd. That's what you do. But obviously, Michael Romeo and Russell Allen, the singer, incredible guitar player. Do you remember when we were at the 70,000 tons cruise
Yeah.
and we had to do the security measurements thing when we had to go out
Yeah.
on the
Like the customs stuff?
no, there was like the security demonstration outside.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
And we were
yeah, it was
right
so
next to
hot
Russ.
outside.
Yes, we were outside on the dock. We all
Yeah.
had to stand there. The whole boat had to be
Like for
on
half
this.
an hour or something.
Something like that. It was terrible. But Russell Allen stood right next to us and started singing this chant. Do you remember this?
No, I don't.
With a bunch of people. It was really cool. And also on that cruise, I also went up to Michael Romeo and said like, man, you're amazing. I love you. Totally broed out. And he was super nice about it. But Symphony X is also one of those bands that keep on putting out banger hits that, in my opinion, needs more recognition. They're just way underrated.
They're awesome.
They're too awesome of a band to go unrecognized. people got mad and pissed that we only mentioned Def, you know, the band Def during the death metal genre. And we mentioned the name, but people were like, oh, you didn't show anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, I would probably consider Def also being a progressive metal band in a little bit, okay? So don't hate on me. It's a death metal band, yes, but they had a lot of progressive metal elements to it that made them very different from other death metal bands. So that's why I brought in Def for this. And Def is a band that I started listening to very recently, so I didn't listen to them back during the 90s. Don't know why, just how it went, you know, missed opportunities, whatnot. But I just wanted to show Def here, zero tolerance, okay? Okay. When we started to meet, like when I started to try and hit on you and all of that, I was in
and hit on me.
Yes, I was in a craze for progressive metal and Dream Theater, and I remember it was the 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence tour because I went to a John Petrucci clinic, and we just started being together, and I made them sign to Louise on the album.
Yeah, I remember that.
And with Jordan Rudess and John Petrucci, and I gave it to you. That was the early 2000s. And in the early 2000s, well, actually before, but a lot of bands emerged, Swedish progressive metal bands emerged and became really huge, like and very significant, that I think are very significant. And if anything, I want to push them, because I think they're important and really good. Obviously, Meshuggah doesn't need a push, but Meshuggah are definitely, this is from Chaosphere, they were way earlier than this, but you know, they're way off the extreme part when it comes to progressive metal.
Oh yeah.
And it's really hard to pin them to something, because Meshuggah are Meshuggah.
Yeah, weren't they like on the hardest part of the Guitar Hero, like?
Probably the most advanced song on Guitar Hero, exactly. It's the pinnacle of weird time signatures when it comes to the guitar. Often the drums are in 4/4. It's just the guitars and bass are way off. Something completely different. Very complex, and nothing sounds like Meshuggah except for everyone that's ripping off Meshuggah. But they were so original, so early. I consider them being a progressive metal band. Just very extreme. You know, technical death metal maybe. And that's like tiptoeing different labels and genres. But this is my favorite album of Meshuggah, Chaosphere. Completely brutal. Came out in 1999. Completely blew me away. But keeping the rod on Swedish metal bands, Opeth, obviously. I mean, Blackwater Park, very important album. This is from Still Life, which is the album before. Also another progressive death metal band that had their completely unique sound. Like, nothing sounds like Opeth. At least not at this time. And then, you know, obviously a lot of rip-off bands after, but incredibly progressive.
Yeah, I think Opeth for me is like, if I would choose my 5 top favorite bands, Opeth would be on that list. Yeah.
I would probably agree.
They have everything.
They do.
Like they have melodic parts, they have clean parts, they have really aggressive hard parts. They have everything. But not in a bad way.
No, exactly. Yeah, I think some top 10 album of all time probably has 1 or 2 Opeth albums on them. They're just so incredibly influential. Very important for metal, I think. They opened up a huge spectrum. One of the first time I heard mixing of clean vocals and growling in this way.
And it works.
And it works really well. Before it was like, that wouldn't work. But, you know, definitely did work. So Opeth, very important progressive metal band, obviously. Then we're talking a couple of smaller progressive metal bands from Sweden. We're still in Sweden, okay? Pain of Salvation, in my opinion, maybe one of the best singers in progressive metal, in my opinion. Daniel Gildenlöv. And this band deserves way more recognition. I mean, just hearing this gives me goosebumps right here, because this brings me back to when this album was released. I think this one is from 2004 maybe. Very melodic, very progressive in its own way. Not very, very heavy.
Not very heavy.
But they have a lot of metal elements in
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, the singer is like, he's amazing.
Yes.
Both technically and very emotionally.
Yes, and also live show. Do you remember when we saw him live? He's incredible live. Yeah. And jumped around like an asshole, still nailing everything. Can we, I just want to... What are you hearing? Yeah. I need to put this band on here because if you haven't heard about this band, go check out this album and the ones before. They are absolutely amazing. And all of them. Really good. If you like the Scandinavian angst and you know, the melancholy of Scandinavia, this band has it.
Yes.
If we go into a completely different progressive Sweden, still Sweden, okay, that's a little bit more, has a little bit more happy elements to it. ACT, another band that I completely love the out of, that are way too unrecognized. The guitar player, another Ola Svensson, has the best sense of melody in many guitar players that, you know, on my list of top guitar players.
I think maybe this is more of a prog rock.
This is closer to prog rock, but they're still metal. And this album, I mean, all their albums, Last Epic and all that, I mean, they're great concept albums. But shit like this just gives me goosebumps instantly. Like I listen to this and it's just, the musicality is just so much up there. It's really good, feel-good music. And if you haven't heard about ACT or Painless Ovation, I highly recommend, like we both highly recommend these bands. They're incredible and you should not skip these bands if you're into progressive metal, okay? Oh, we're still in Sweden, by the way. But now we're crossing streams, not crossing streams, but we have to talk about Evergrey. That's also a little bit more, they're still progressive. Yeah. I think they were more progressive back in the early albums, and then later they become, you know, made more hit-style music or hit metal.
More heavy metal, maybe.
More heavy metal, maybe. Yeah. But still a very important Swedish band, I think. Obviously, Henrik Donhage, good friend now, insane guitar player. Tom, the singer, and you know, it's just a really good powerhouse of a band.
Yep.
And I think Evergrey is a little bigger than the previous two we talked about. And you might have heard this this intro riff right here. I play this intro riff a lot.
You did?
This. It's a really good drop riff. It's great. No. Okay. So that I just wanted to shed some light on some Swedish progressive metal because it often goes unnoticed. Obviously, we're not going to be able to mention all of the bands.
Do you think we're more exposed to the Swedish metal here in Sweden?
Obviously, yes. Yeah. I mean, they were touring a lot. You know, ACT and Painless Ovation, it's more likely you would see them in Sweden and on festivals and whatnot. And obviously, like, I could have mentioned Tool. Tool is
you could have.
Yeah, I could have. I forgot, but I should have mentioned Tool because they are definitely...
They're not Swedish, though.
They're not Swedish, but I mean, in terms of progressive metal.
Yeah.
You know, being progressive metal, they were really early, have their own sound, and very extravagant. I think I was supposed to play sober, but I didn't have the tab open for that. I also put Aaron on that, which is a early project of a lot of musicians, and Cynic, and like I said before, Death. You know, Cynic and Death go sort of hand in hand.
I mean, there are a lot of bands you can...
There's a lot of bands. I mean...
You can mention in this.
Gojira? I can mention Gojira.
Yeah.
You know, we mentioned Gojira and groove metal, but they're also definitely prog elements, prog metal elements. And then we also have newer progressive bands, which kind of ventures into gent. You know, Periphery and Animals as Leaders and Between the Bird and Me, and there's a lot of shit in that. But we already sort of covered that in gent, so I don't want to go into there. But I want Louise to kind of take the floor now, because you're way more into the more modern progressive metal that's out there right now.
Yeah.
And you sent me, you picked a couple of songs.
Yeah.
And you picked this one, Caligula's Horse.
Yeah. I mean, I started listening to the Spotify genre list, progressive metal. And then I found Leprous, for instance, and I found Caligula's Horse. And I just, I started listening to them and liking the other songs.
I think I've heard the hits.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are in that list,
Probably.
for instance. I've heard them.
But of course, there's difference between the albums, but still, it's progressive metal.
You know how it is, like bands find their own way, and it
Yeah,
takes a while
and
before they
evolve.
find their sound, that they evolve.
Yeah, but I enjoyed
This
Caligula.
reminds me a little bit of Textures,
Okay,
which
I
is
don't
a
know.
band I definitely should have on there, because that's a band I sorely miss. Textures, man.
Textures.
Okay, hang on. Not to flaunt on this Caligula's Horse right here.
It's
I
okay.
just want to hear Textures. Oh, if you Google Textures, you get Textures. Shit.
Great.
Textures. Yeah, this sounds a little modern.
Yeah.
Almost genty. Can we talk about Textures? I'm so happy
Yes.
that
Let us hear.
that I heard that, because now I can play Textures. And Textures disbanded as a band a couple years back, and it's one of the bands that I can truly say I miss this band. It's such a good band. I met the guys at a festival when I was playing with 6 Feet Under. Proclaim My Love to Bart, incredible guitar player. I mean, this is not their most technical song, but they have, things that make them technical and progressive. There's nothing mainstream about this. Yeah, Textures, man. Okay, please. Release something.
Do it.
Okay, the next song you picked was from Soen. Tabula
Yeah.
Rasa.
I think they're Swedish as well.
They are Swedish. They are Swedish. Actually, when I was doing Feared, when we had a rehearsing band with Feared in 2000s, our bass player also played in Soen,
Oh yeah.
Christian. And obviously, the members from Opeth, isn't it Mendes, Alex?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm such a, I just listen to the music. I'm not finding out much about bands.
Yeah. Yes, it's Martin Lopez, who was playing in Opeth.
Okay.
A lot of elements of Opeth in it. You can
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah.
Sounds Swedish. It's dog hour, official dog hour. You know that they actually, a couple of years back, they asked me to join the band?
Oh, yeah, the Soen band.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, cool.
yeah.
But you didn't.
I didn't. Well, I couldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
they're way too good for me. I don't fit in this band. And also, I had Haunted, and
Yeah.
I have a dog in my ear right now, just saying. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, but obviously, very honored that they asked me. But you hear these elements, very open.
Yeah, and they're very melodic and emotional.
Maybe they just continued on with. They probably hate if I say that they sound like Opeth, because that's probably.
You can say that they have elements.
They have
that
elements of
sounds
Opeth
like
in it.
Opeth. Yeah.
Exactly.
You have Haken.
Oh, Haken, yes.
Yeah,
Third song that you picked doesn't have an audio. Oh, it has audio.
it's coming.
Haken.
I would guess Haken is larger. More of a larger band, aren't they?
I've heard the name.
You've heard of Haken.
No, but I've heard the song.
I mean, all those bands are bands that are on this Spotify
Yes.
list.
Yeah.
So if you like this kind of music, this is gonna come there.
That is cool.
They also have more.
That's my brother. Nej, hörru. Du, det är min bror som är där ute.
Roar, roar.
My brother just arrived and, well, she's protecting. Nej. Yeah. What you do then, you shove her with love. Så, titta vad jobbigt det blev. Det blir en liten bebis.
She's still out.
Kolla, det är Fredrik.
Just let her go and check.
Det är bara Fredrik. Jag går och kolla. Fredrik, kom. Jag har bara så att Pix ser att det är du. Hon fattar inte. So another band, usually we do this when we listen to something new in the genre maybe that
Yes.
we haven't listened that much to. This is not a new band, but it's a band that a lot of people often mention. And it's the band Intronaut. And this single is from 2020.
Prog?
Groove metal?
Maybe more groove? I wouldn't say very proggy, but maybe...
Maybe it's just not the song.
No.
This is their groove metal song. You know, the bands usually have one groove song, one thrash song, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
on. But, I wish I could film this.
Nej!
Nej! She's
Oh,
fooling
she
around.
found the ball.
Oh,
That's what she was doing.
Okay, sorry. What?
She found the ball.
This sounds... Oh, I guess this is a little progressive. Reminds me a little bit of Gojira, too.
Yeah.
That was Intronaut, and that was us discussing progressive metal right there. I knew this would be a longer episode because there's a lot of shit to talk about, and a lot of bands, obviously, that we haven't mentioned
Yeah,
that
of
people
course.
are going to get mad about.
Sorry about that.
And sorry about that, exactly. This is a really big and important subgenre for us, I think.
Yep.
So it's fun to revisit these and
Yep.
think of old
Old times.
A lot of feelings that come back.
Yeah.
Often you listen to a lot of these. I listen to in my car because I was working as a driver a lot. So the Dream Theater and Pain of Salvation and Act. I was listening to that all day.
I mean, you
in my car.
connect songs with times when
Yes.
you listen a lot to it.
Yes.
So it's like for us, listening to like Pain of Salvation or
Yep.
something would bring us back to when we met.
Yes. Exactly.
And for me also Symphony X a lot.
Yeah. It's incredible what music can do, man. Just saying. It's weird because progressive metal it started as being very distinct, as you had to be in a certain way. Like Dream Theater and Queensryche, technicality and some sort of, hard rock element to it. That was progressive metal, but it definitely changed into the more extreme, obviously, because
Yeah.
with time, things change. But it's really like, as we said, going from extreme progressive death metal, it can basically be black metal, death metal, to very soft.
Yeah.
And, it's still prog.
Yeah.
So it's right now, it's such a broad.
A difference from Opeth and Act is
Yes.
very
Exactly. Or
different.
Meshuggah and
Or
Act,
Meshuggah and Act, yeah.
for instance. So that's what's so cool with progressive metal. It really fits everything into a potpourri
Yeah.
of weirdness, And on that note, let's stop talking about that. Thank you. All right, question of the day, and I think we have to end at that point. Vänta.
That was a loud clap.
Oh, förlåt,
Förlåt.
as we call it in Swedish.
Det
Sorry.
var inte meningen.
Question of the day, we just answer a question and then we fuck off, basically. From this is from Discord. Sir Ola, you mentioned in a Metal Morning about sitting across from Vinnie Paul at a festival you played and not wanting to fangirl, etc. Do you have any other cool tour stories? I think he's talking about, where we met cool people. like that time where we stood right next to Russell Allen and he started singing.
Yeah, that was one.
That was really
That I
cool.
forgot about.
And exactly, that's how important it was for Luis. And yeah, but actually, 70,000 Tons of Metal is cool because
Yeah.
obviously everyone lives together.
Yeah.
So all the bands are just running around, and the singers and
Yeah, you go to the same restaurants and
exactly,
you know,
and you sat
walking
right
around.
next to the guys in Carcass and Fear Factory and whatnot, and it's a cool cruise. I like that cruise.
Yeah.
I would love to play that again if possible.
I mean, you have met quite a lot of like famous people
Yes.
around
Yeah.
backstage and stuff.
Oh yeah, festivals and tours and whatnot. You meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh shit, pinching your arm moment, but you don't really do anything about it.
I
Somet-
remember one thing when we went to Larvik
Yep.
in Norway.
Yeah.
And you had to go in the taxi with
Steve Vai.
Steve Vai in the back seat,
Oh,
and you were like quiet.
I was being
didn't
quite
dare.
sweet. I didn't dare speak to Steve Vai.
So do you know what I did? I text Ola. He was right beside me. I texted him. You need to start talking now before it gets awkward
And too late.
and too late.
But it was early in the morning too. I didn't
Yeah,
want to.
no, but you were in the car with Steve Vai.
I know. It was just me, Luis, and Steve Vai,
And his
Pia,
wife,
his
or-
wife,
yeah.
and the driver basically. So I mean, yeah, that was a nice moment. We after I started talking,
Yeah.
it was
It worked.
it worked, and it was incredible. Obviously, Steve Vai is almost like a spiritual legend.
Yeah, he's very not hippie, but
No.
he's
When he speaks, you listen.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He has a lot of
Yeah.
things to say, and obviously, since he's kind of, do-it-yourself kind of guy from the start. I mean, he's always been recording his own albums, releasing them himself. He's very much like I'm very much like him,
Yeah.
except I'm not as good of a guitar player, but basically trying to build the same type of legacy.
Yeah.
So for me to talk to him meant a lot, obviously. So Steve Vai is definitely on the list
yeah,
there.
I mean, he's been a god to you as well.
Yes, for sure. And but I was also thinking about the time we went to Dimebag's house,
Oh yeah.
and we had shots with Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
He was just there. That was just the thing. He was just in there.
I mean, it was so strange because we were outside,
Mm-hmm.
and Dave Grohl is actually the one arranging the barbecue there.
He takes care of the barbecue for
Yeah.
the Dime Bash, and
And it was so dark.
yeah,
I
it was
couldn't
pitch
even
black.
look him in the eye and said, "Hi, I'm
No, it was
Luis."
pitch black.
Like, it was so dark.
It was pitch black. But it's really cool because he does that every year and every time, and he really goes fully into it.
Yes.
He's
Very
up for
focused.
24 hours, no sleep, just to barbecue.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool. And we had shots. We had a Black
Yeah.
Truth in there
Yeah.
with Rita and the guys and everyone in there. It was that was a surreal moment, for sure.
Yeah,
We
that's
have it on
cool.
tape even.
Yep.
So there's evidence.
I
to
think
say.
I managed to almost videotaping, but not showing that. I
Oh
was
yeah,
videotaping.
yeah. It was like, oh, cheers everyone, hello, cheers, with a camera.
God.
No, so yeah,
But it was nice though.
yeah, that's really cool. That's still a pinch in the arm moment right there. I still can't believe I've been to Dimebag's house,
Yeah,
and just checking out all those guitars. Holy shit,
it's cool.
that is so cool. Anyways, thank you so much for the question. That was a great question. And that, my friends, was Mail Morning number 8. I think it went pretty good. I have one thing we need to talk about. What are we gonna do after all of this?
When the genres are
When we
out.
don't want to do any more subgenres?
Maybe you have a suggestion for us?
Maybe you guys have suggestions because I like keeping Sunday with Ola every other week because it keeps me fresh.
Yeah.
And just doing something else every other week. I mean, we can still do a Metal Morning, but in
Maybe not talk about
subgenres.
subgenres.
Yeah.
Maybe something else.
So if you have any suggestions of what you want to hear us speak about, let us know.
Yep.
And we'll think about it. I think we have a couple of subgenres left in us, though. But
Maybe some more.
yeah, I think that's write in the comment section. Be sure to like and subscribe, and see you next time.
Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Thank you.
Good work, everyone. Bye. Ja, testa bara.
Ah.
Ah!